Hey guys, what's going on today? It's me, Dal Sue. We are back with Forest Village. Life is Feudal. Again, part 2. I failed in the last one, kind of in a sort of educational way, I suppose. Anyway, a lot of people really seem to like this series. I don't know why. I have a lot of you city builder types on the channel, and I definitely like city builders myself too, so I thought I'd try again. I thought I'd give it the old college try. So this is going to be the second season of my Forest Village. If you want to watch the first one and see the mistakes that I made and perhaps learn from them, that is, recommended for anyone who's trying to get better at the game. It was my first real playthrough, so this is going to be second. I'm a little older, a little wiser, and we're going to start a new game. Northwich. I think I'll just stick with that. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Do I want to maybe generate some... Wow, I didn't realize there were so many possible configs. I don't want to start next to the mountains. Are these woods or mountains? Probably mountains. That's a small island. This is a large island, but I start near mountains. Alright. I'm going to do it 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the one I'm stuck with. Wow, that is a weird shaped island. But I think it would be interesting. Not a lot of mountains, small, and really oddly shaped. Okay, let's run with it. Actually, let's make it a normal size map. Is that going to change the shape? Oh, it is. Okay. My bad. So yeah, we're going to go with this one. And hills, mountains. Let's do hills. It makes it a little more challenging, I think. We're going to do a mild climate. Disasters off. Cool. I think I like those settings. So let's jump right in, shall we? So the way I died on the last season, if you're just tuning in for the first time, is I made the mistake of building a house. Well, first of all, I was sort of running out of food in general, but I also made the mistake of building a house too far away from the center of town. Those people were then not able to go and get food, and so everyone that moved in slowly starved to death, and as they starved to death, new people would move into that same house, I'm going to pause it, and then promptly starve to death. So that was a series of mismanagements that I made there, which hopefully I can avoid making again. Alright, so anyway, 6 adults, 2 kids, and 2 babies. And the lay of the land is sort of a little bit strange. We've got hills to our right over here. A hill, rather. Pretty uneven terrain to our left, or to our west. To our north, we have a small, or actually a pretty big pond, or lagoon, and then some cliffs. Wow, this is going to be a little tricky. We don't have a lot of space starting out, so it's going to be a little tricky. I think the first thing I'm going to do is what I did last time, which seemed to be a pretty good move, and it kept me afloat for quite a while, which was to build a fishery. Now, the fishery reports to the barn with its goods, so I want it to be close to the barn, but also I want it to have as much range of the sea as possible. Can I actually build it this far out? Maybe so. Yeah, it's going to let me do that. So he's got a pretty good sea range going there. And I'm going to have to customize... Well, that's actually all I really have to do. That's a lot of customization. 2 builders. The rest are going to be laborers. And what am I going to do with my laborers? We have 200 stone, 120 stone, 200 wood, and 100 ore. Clay and hay can be gotten later. Firewood can be gotten later, so cool. I think we want to start off with some more wood chopping. So let's collect wood from this area. That'll also help us to be able to see a little bit better. I don't want to give them too much, though, because then they'll be just busy for a long time. So I think that's plenty, and we'll get started. So I usually play on 10 speed at this game because lower speeds are just way too slow. But I want to make sure that I don't have idle laborers. I want them to be busy at all time. And it looks like they are for the time being. This guy's homeless for some reason. We could build him another little shack. Alright, so we have 3 spots for fishermen now. And we no longer need those 2 builders, so let's go ahead and give it the full shebang. 3 fishermen, that's going to keep us just basically satiated for now. I don't like the fact that this guy's homeless, so I'm thinking of building another little shack. That will also allow for some early game growth. And yeah, it'll be good. Within walking distance to the barn. It does mean, however, I will have to shift back a builder. They're very cheap, the shacks, which is a great thing. I think another mistake I made in the last game was I tried to build nice, huge houses like way too early. It drained my resources, and then I couldn't build all the other stuff that I needed. So I need to be a little more careful with my stewardship over my resources this time, I think. Speaking of, I think I might have some idle people at this point. Yeah, they don't seem to be working. So we will grab maybe any stone in the area would be good to start. There's not much. 16 stone, make it happen. We can also do the ore. We could just do everything. And the hay even. We should have just used the everything key, but whatever. Wow. That shack went up fast. So nobody's homeless anymore. I assume we're going to have some babies expected here to fill up our 3 out of 3. You can see they're not quite full right now. All right. So we've got a little bit of food coming in. We are totally in control of our population growth because we're not building any more houses right now. We have not a lot of space, man. That's the main thing. We're going to have to do some terraforming as time goes on. We'll probably just totally demolish this hill. It's going to take a lot of work. But I think we ought to just get started on it right off the bat. And what we'll do is we'll align to height with our village, which is like right here. And now we'll expand our village. I definitely don't want them to destroy that house, though. I don't think that they will. But it might be worth... Yeah, let's... I think we can cancel that and try again. No, you know what? I want to know. Do you destroy buildings if they are just a little bit too close to your terraforming? That would be probably a worthwhile lesson to learn. I'd rather not learn it live on the stream here, but... Actually, it's not live. I'm recording. You guys know that, but I consider it to be live play because it goes straight out onto the internet. I don't edit out my mistakes and stuff. And that's actually not taking very long. Okay, good. That's a start. We've got a little more space now to work with. We're filling up on fish. Wow. I like fishing too because it lasts throughout the winter, whereas a lot of other food producers do not. But it doesn't sustain large growth. All right. We got guys ready to study, but no school. School will have to come a little bit later. So it preserved the house. They did not tear down the house. The house is on a little bit of a bump, but that's okay. That's how houses are in real life. The so-called house pad you may have heard of, not to be confused with the maxi pad. That was a lame joke. I'm sorry for that, ladies. What to build next? Let's see. I usually would go... My first instinct is to go forester here because I love having the endless supply of wood. What I could do... Just a thought. Because there's like a collection of buildings that sort of need to be out. They sort of need to be out in the woods. And so I could use this hill as my woodland spot and save myself the trouble of trying to terraform the whole damn thing and instead terraform over here. This looks like a less severe hill. It's not steep. It's not foreboding or anything like that. So I think that might make sense. If I can, let's just see how it would pan out. We got a forester here. You want them to be far enough away from the city where you're not going to be expanding, but at the same time, close enough where he can get to the warehouse and stuff. I think this is a pretty good spot. It's just a little bit too far away from stuff, but we'll be able to build a road, I suppose, eventually. All right, let's do it. Let's do that. And the warehouse is just right here. It's not too far away. We'll need some builders for that, please. So that's going to take just a moment. Pretty cheap building, really. The FPS on the trees is horrible. I just noticed. This game is so beautiful, though. I can't really complain. I mean, look at that. These tree models are pretty fantastic. If you zoom in on the leaves, yeah, they look a bit crap. I'm sure I could turn up my video settings, but I'm pretty satisfied. So here goes the forester. I think it's going to be 2 people that go into the forester. It is a little far away from civilization, but I think it'll be okay. Especially if we manage a road later on. Roads are pretty expensive in terms of stone. So they're not like there's just a dirt road we could do fairly cheaply. Okay, so apparently you can't press shift for a diagonal road like you can in Banished, but that does not seem like the best way. Let's make a road that goes like that, then like that. This also is not going to look very good, but oh well. It'll come down there, and then it'll go straight to the warehouse like so. Yeah. So I don't know if that'll save a lot of time or not, but at least we have a path. Cool. So our builders, I guess, are attending to... I think the laborers are also responsible for road building and such. It also does not quite go all the way. Let's see if we can make it go all the way there. Cool. Yeah, there's no diagonal button. I know it sucks. There might be one, but it's not shift like it is in Banished, so I can't be asked to look it up. Not right now, anyway. So the road goes in. Food is climbing, climbing, climbing. That is definitely because we don't have a very robust population here. In fact, the chicks don't seem to like getting knocked up in these little shacks. They're kind of like real-life women. They want big-ass houses. Well, to be fair, ladies, I would love a big-ass house, too. I should start a Patreon for my big-ass house. There's a lot of stupid shit that people get paid Patreon money for. I'm not going to do it yet. Maybe one day. The AdSense kind of sucks. Not that I'm complaining too much, but I make like 50 cents a day. It's worth it though for playing video games. That's like $15 a month. You could buy a Steam game for that, and then you just have your games paid for free. It works out. I'm getting some frame dropping here. I'm not sure why. Slow it down a bit. We might play at 5x for a while. It's a lot smoother. I wasn't getting that frame dropping on the last playthrough. I don't know why I'm getting it now. Go, go, go. We just got another worker as well. Cool. All right, our forester is up, but has no people. Let's assign 2, and then we will take back our builders, and we'll have 2. Okay. So that's a good just first setup, I think. Now, how do we want to feed ourselves as we expand? Well, we also need a few other things before we really start to expand. I would like a schoolhouse. Schools are slightly expensive in terms of resources, but we could pretty much swing it if we wanted to. The other thing I need is a lumberjack's lodge. He's going to chop into firewood. In fact, that's such a cheap little building. We'll go ahead and do that. Because winter will come, and we will be cold, and we will need firewood. So let's do that. Fish continues to grow, which is very nice. Very nice to see. And take a screenshot right there for my thumbnail. Boom. Early start. Yeah, I don't like how it makes cliffs like... Well, I mean, I guess it looks kind of natural, doesn't it? Maybe. Maybe. This road is janky as hell, but we had to get to the top of that hill somehow. So there we go. We're to the top of the hill. And we're bringing resources over here. Looks like we almost have all we need, except we need more stone. I think I might actually just cast about for some more stone. There's 20, 10, another 10, another 20. Let's just get some stone from the area when you have spare time. Although we're not actually going to have spare workers for this because you're going to be lumberjacks. It actually calls for 3, but we're just going to give it 2. And we're going to give him a cap because we don't want him cutting more than 1,000, at least not right now. 1,000 will do it. So, yeah. I think that that's all we need to survive the winter. The fish levels continue to rise. It's because we have so few people, but I don't think these guys are going to have a baby without a nicer house. What we could do... No... I was going to say we could upgrade this house. The problem being that this child could die, or the lumberjack could die, because we only have 1 spot for an extra person. So I think we need another shack at some juncture. Problem is we've assigned everyone now, so we don't have any builders. And at this rate, we're really not going to grow any. These guys aren't even having babies right now, so... Let me think what would make me comfortable food-wise. I could do a gatherer's hut. Of course, a gatherer's hut requires a couple people to work it. Almost everything does except for a field. A field would require just 1 person, which we could probably squeeze out of something else. On the other hand, we have 3 workers that are going to grow up. So possibly being patient would be the right move and just allow them to grow up. But if we had another shack, we could do upgrades and then everyone would have babies. But I'm scared to run out of food. Alright, let's do a field. And maybe plant some potatoes. We'll start here and we'll go 10 by 10. And we don't have any builders, so we're going to have to get rid of a fisherman, I guess. Might make more sense to get rid of a forester. Yeah. I think I'd feel more comfortable with the fisherman in place and the forester becoming a worker, and maybe even one of the wood choppers becoming a builder. Because the wood chopping situation is not super serious right now. I like that plan. One of you shall become a farmer. Still building roads, huh? Alright, so this farm's going to come up real quick here. I don't know why I assigned 2 builders. We definitely don't need 2. Okay, so one of you is going to be a potato farmer. And got the well here and the barn here, so this is a pretty good spot for potato farm. And I'm going to assign you just 1 worker. And then the other guy is going to go back and I guess be a forester. Okay, cool. So with that in place, I'm comfortable throwing down another shack. It's not really, I mean, we're not going to grow right away. I turned it the other way on accident, but I think it's actually going to look kind of good. Of course, we will have to steal that forester back again every time we want to build something. Might make sense just to have one guy who's an all-time builder. I probably put this field down at an inopportune time. I don't think he's going to make any potatoes before winter time, but that's fine. We'll survive our first winter on fish. And then have potatoes for supper next year. Still, it's kind of a waste of a worker for a little while. But oh well. In wintertime, he'll go do this stone gathering that I've ordered. Bring the stone and the hay. 400 firewood, I think, would be enough for these small group of people to survive the winter on. I'm pretty sure about that. Cool. Those cliffs are really awesome looking, I think. It like shoots the camera up when you sort of approach them. But I want to get a look at them from down here. The texture is wild. I don't know if I've ever seen a cliff with that kind of texture, but it still looks cool. This is a big ass island. Did I play on normal last time? I don't remember, but this is huge. All right, we got our new shack. 2 people moved in, so now everyone is 2 out of 3. So now we can start the upgrading process. I think you can get some info. Yeah, it says average pregnancy chance. Average pregnancy chance, as opposed to whatever normal pregnancy chance you have there. 4 residents, so you get an extra residence, and you get more happiness, and the building is such and such strong. Okay, and it costs minor resources. So let's do it. It does evict the people who live there, but we have space now, which was the whole point. Because we really need some babies. We have 0 babies now, unfortunately. It's like the Clive Owen movie, Children of Men, classic of cinema, if you haven't seen it. Clive Owen's not a great actor, but well, in my opinion, anyway. But that's a great movie. Anyway, all the children die, right? And there's no children, which is kind of like the scenario we find ourselves in. There's a connection. Trust me, I'm not just rambling. Anyway, this stone chipping is sort of taking a while. I guess because there's not any free labor at the moment. Winter will be here before long, and then the free labor will be... Well, we'll have 1 more free laborer, because this is the only thing that's going to shut down. We could just go ahead and say no, because we got 0. But we could gather immediately right before wintertime, and maybe we'd be okay. It's going to get too cold. Yeah, it just got too cold. Well, that was a bad time to plant. My fault. Just a bear chilling in the village. Anyways, how's that upgrade gone? We've got the resources. We're waiting on the builder. Where are you, builder? You are building somehow across the entire village. Here we go. Do it. 3 out of 5. Basically, it just adds a little porch. Or is that just an extra room? Yeah, okay. A little entryway, if you will. No, it's not even an entryway. It's like a storage room with a window. And a table. That makes all the difference. With the pregnancy chance. Somehow. Okay. So we done that. Let's do this one. And we'll just work our way through. 1 at a time. Always 1 at a time. You don't want to get... If you do more than 1, you'll get people dying because they have no homes to go to. She's still working. Perhaps I can just say gather now and we'll get 50 potatoes. Maybe. It's possible. We need some damn babies. How's that pregnancy chance coming? Well, we got a 3-year-old and a 34-year-old, so... These guys should have a baby, though. Didn't I click upgrade? I thought I did. No, I didn't click the little hammer. Go for it. Looks like we did get a potato or two. I'm not seeing any babies. Nobody's expecting a baby. That's weird. Apparently the housing conditions is a really strong indicator of whether or not they get pregnant, all joking aside. Off to a pretty good start, I think. I like that we put this up here on the hill where it sort of won't bother us for a while, and we have plans to expand in the other direction. The last game I put it like right here in relation to my village, and then it just sort of hampered in my expansion a lot. Of course, this lake is going to effectively do the same thing unless I decide to fill it in. Can the lake be used for fishing? Now that's a good question. I assume it can. So maybe we'll end up with another fishery there. Who knows? Time will tell. I think I survived about 15 years last time, so that's kind of the goal, is to beat 15. I should be able to beat it handily with what all I've learned and stuff. Alright, we got our second shack upgraded. Still don't see anybody getting knocked up yet. Let's do this one too. 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3. So we actually have 3 spaces for people. So we could do this one too. Oh, no, expecting a baby. Let's let them do what they're doing. She's pregnant. We don't want to kick her out in wintertime, have her baby die. We could do this one, though. Of course, now this one's 3 out of 3, so we don't have the space. Okay, good, good. And we just had somebody grow up who's ready to work. Let's assign him to the forester. We'll get more trees. That would be lovely. And yeah, cool. I think that about does it for the first episode. If you like the series and you don't mind my corny, stupid jokes about maxi pads too much, you should hit the like and subscribe button. Or don't. Or leave me a salty comment about how I'm failing at life in the comments. I always enjoy those. But also, I know a lot of you guys are big-time city builder players and you have tips and stuff. Those are invaluable for me. So, yeah, bring them my way. And I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers, guys. Bye.